International trade plays a crucial role in the UK economy, with exports making up 31% of the country's total GDP. We spoke to Steve Parker, Director General of the British International Freight Association, to find out more about the importance of global freight forwarding and logistics operations, how they underpin supply chains and support the UK's international trade.
Steve Parker, thank you for joining me. Now, just tell me about BIFA, the British International Freight Association. What exactly do you do?
So BIFA is a freight association that looks after about 1,600 members, and they move freight across the world. So they're international movers of freight, both import and export. They're actually very integral to the supply chain of the UK, and they do that very, very efficiently. And this is one of those industries that sits in the background. It's one that just happens. If it didn't happen, you would soon know about it. There would be product missing from supermarket shelves. Production for our manufacturing companies wouldn't happen because the parts haven't arrived. They sit there, they do their job, they move freight across the globe, and they keep the supply chains of the world running, and that's what our members do. And we at BIFA try to support them in doing that, to make sure they know what's going on.
It's been more and more difficult over the last few years to keep that freight moving around the world because of climate change, climate events, geopolitical issues. How are you dealing with these challenges?
Look, our members have been dealing with challenges like that for decades. This is not new. But you're absolutely right. There are a number of things that impact us, whether it's the pandemic, whether it's Brexit, whether it's what's happening in the Red Sea. Our members are very resilient. They find the way to move the freight across the world to continue to do what I've said. You know, we need to keep the UK trade flowing. We're very important to UK trade. We want to see the UK grow. We want to see wealth, and therefore we keep that freight moving. We find a way to make it work, and we work actually with other stakeholders. This is not just about us. We work with government, we work with ports, we work with shipping lines, so that actually we see no interruption in the freight movement so that it works.
And everyone's talking about AI. Is this having a big impact on your industry?
AI coming to our industry like it's coming to everybody else's. We are embracing that change, and AI is being used to look at the way in which we do customs declarations. So can we take data and use AI to make the declaration? Of course, that's not just about the productivity and about making it work. It's also about what happens with the liability and the risk and all those other things that fit around that. So what we do at BIFA is we pull all of those stakeholders together. We pull all of those key experts together and give our members the best that we can in terms of advice and help.
And how are you persuading people to join your industry?
Actually, we do quite a few things in that area. First of all, we engage with schools, so we go to like recruitment fairs. We're very interested, and we support our members with the apprenticeship, so the apprenticeship levy, and we help our members to engage apprentices into their business, which we do quite successfully. And then we have something that's quite unique to our industry we call the Young Forwarder Network, and we pull all those youngsters who are in our industry together. We allow them to network, we give them some training, we give them some updates so that they are more professional and better equipped for use in our members. And then ultimately we do training as well. So our training is constantly being updated, it's constantly being revised, it's constantly being renewed, and we train our members' staff well as well. With that point, we always want the government to help us with funding for that, because that's a costly thing to do, but we want to make our industry as professional as it can be, and therefore we train our people.
And one of the other big issues is obviously caring for the planet as well. The logistics industry contributes to 9% of global greenhouse gas emissions. People want to make sure that you're making changes.
So for us, for our industry, that's fine. We understand all of that. We at BIFA have established a policy group. That means we can pull all of our members together, so those who are really on the environmental journey and those who are just starting, they share best practice. We look at the best ways of making these things most efficient. How can we do that? And then we also look at what legislation is coming and how we might help shape that legislation so that actually everybody benefits. We know we've got to protect the planet, everybody gets that, and we want to be part of that process, and our members are very much engaged in that. And we as BIFA just try to help them to be ready and give them the information they need.
Okay, Steve, thank you very much.